Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another wonderful Haunted Router episode. We love you.
Not
Keep on
another.
commenting and doing the thing. And I'm, of course, Jeff. This is Ben, and today we're going to be going back to another gloomy Succotash 8686 story. We haven't had him on in a while. This is we have one more of his on the sub after this one. But that other one's like 7 parts, and whenever we get to that, we get to it. But this one's called The Malevolent Passenger, and I'm pretty excited. I mean, he's done a lot of good stories. The clown one was goofy. I loved the solitary confinement story. That story just bricks me up every single time.
That one was very good. And Gloomy was one of our original contributors that turned us into the millionaires that we are now on season 2.
Gajillionaires, you're right.
Gajillionaires, that's right.
So much money.
I didn't want to brag.
I mean, we're pretty much way more popular than those other freaks, the other creepcasts or whatever. They're like lame asses compared to us at this point. Just our numbers are just so wild. I mean, I can now spend the amount of money on escorts and women of the night as Boogie2988. I'm officially crypto rich like him.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. I'm about to drop the stinky bumhole coin. It's super great. I promise I won't pull out immediately after y'all put your money in it. It's if you trust anyone, trust me. I am super not gonna screw you all over.
I've gone a similar route actually with my investments. What it is I've completely just whaled out on every like independent trading card game that's trying to get off the ground. I just buy 100% of their inventory. So I'm like the best at like 12 games right now that nobody's even heard of because I buy the website domains too.
There you go. Yeah, a big divorced
Basically, I just have a bunch of
guy.
people designing me card games. Yeah,
that's the only one I know
I'm buying
about.
that one next. Actually, he's slippery. Yeah, I got lawyers closing in on him now.
There you go. Going after whatever his name is, like Graham Goofball 75. His video about like the decapitated guy. Well, you've seen that one, right?
In the park with the LARPer? Yeah, where he's trying to throw glitter on him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos for that guy. Anyways, rolling right into The Malevolent Passenger.
There are certain rumors that cling to a place like the stench of stagnant water, unshakable, festering, retold until their edges blur. Our town has such a rumor, and it centers not on a house or a graveyard, but upon a lonely stretch of a country road where the pines press inward like conspirators, and the fog seems bred from the earth itself. They say that the road belongs to her, him, it, the hitchhiker. It takes many guises, yet its essence never alters, an intruder garbed in borrowed skin.
We always talk about like favorite horror movies. The Hitcher, the 80s Hitcher, is one of my favorite horror movies.
I haven't seen that. Is that like a slasher?
Kind of. It's more of a stalker type movie. Like he's stalking. Okay. He picks up a Hitcher who's a serial killer, and he dumps him. And the rest of the movie, the Hitcher's trying to kill him.
Okay, is that what you think we're getting into then?
I don't know. I just love that movie. My nipples got hard as I saw it. Like hitchhiking, I was like, oh. There's a scene in The Hitcher that made me so uncomfortable. And the movie's really good about like not being very gory and like letting you put everything together. Now, I haven't seen the remake in the 2000s, which was probably just a gore fest. But I remember I watched the 80s one because I thought I was watching the remake because it was on regular TV. And I just...
When you say 2000s, you mean like 2000s, not like 2010s remake? Something like that?
Something like that. I was
okay,
like,
well, if it's in the 2000s, then it's definitely a gore fest.
Yeah,
That's all they made.
I don't even know when the Hitcher in the 2000 came out. I just know they made a remake and it got bad reviews. But I mean, everything that's a remake gets a bad review. Like the much superior remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is... Oh, I went to the images. But I don't know when it came out. The remake came out... 2007. Came out in 2007.
Okay, yeah, so gore fest. Absolute
It's probably a gore fest, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But this would be more along the line of Joyride. The original was more along the line of like something like Joyride.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to all the not really millennials out there. Anyway, I began collecting these accounts not from idle curiosity, but from a gnawing hunger that no rational man should indulge. I sought out those who had seen the hitchhiker, spoken to them, ferried them through that black-bowed corridor of asphalt. Their words came haltingly, thick with reluctance, as though each syllable carved something irretrievable from their memory. The first was a long-haul driver, one of those roughened men who seldom yield to superstition. He told me that he picked up a girl in her 20s, backpack slung, smiling like she'd walked out of a roadside diner. They shared a cigarette. They joked about weather and wages. Then, mid-laughter, she leaned close and whispered in a voice not hers, but something ancient and androgynous.
You
All right,
that piece of shit. There is a reason your family left you. Now you will die choking, coughing black foam until what family you have left won't be able to look at you.
He told me. He looked at her in anger and shock, but she was just smiling as though she'd said nothing. He left her on the shoulder and drove until the sky bled dawn. He told me this while chain smoking, his hands trembling so hard the ash scattered like snow. He died of emphysema less than a year after we had spoke. Then came the farmer's wife, a devout woman. She said she'd been driving home from Bible study when she saw a young boy on the roadside, clutching a teddy bear, so she stopped and opened her door to him. He climbed in, the scent of mildew and iron hit her, but she just thought nothing of it, other than she wanted to help the boy, so she offered him water and asked where his parents were, but he only stared. Then, with a sudden grin too broad for a child's face, he said,
God doesn't see you. He never did. When you kneel, you better suited to be kneeling for cock rather than an empty throne.
The woman swore his face collapsed in on itself as she watched in awe, like clay melting in flame, before he simply stepped out of the car, out while the car was still moving. Sorry, I was taken aback by cock. Anyway, she wrecked her Buick in the ditch. Since then, she hadn't spoken the Lord's name without trembling, but then they found her dead inside the local church with the word slut written in blood across her forehead.
Nice!
That has nothing to do with, like, wait a second. Hold on. The driver dying to emphysema made complete sense.
Hold on. If we're gonna do this,
okay, go ahead.
if we're gonna do this, it's going the Evil Dead direction. That's what it's doing so far. But like, sometimes it works and sometimes it's just Evil Deading for no reason. Like, some of the kills make sense in the Evil Dead movies, and some are just...
I get it.
Some are just like, you're a slut, you dirty whore. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that, like, never mind, man. I've kind of just wasn't putting two and two together. Okay. The man slid into the back seat, polite, well-spoken, until suddenly he spat vile... Did I skip something?
You definitely
I did. I definitely skipped something. Yeah, sorry. As if my curiosity wasn't already piqued as it was, the sheriff himself, our so-called pillar of law.
I totally think you skipped something. No, you didn't.
No,
I'm lost.
You're good. You're good. No, I was lost a second ago, and you. Yeah.
That you were right.
As if my curiosity wasn't already piqued as it was, the sheriff himself, our so-called pillar of law, came to speak to me about how he'd once stopped on that same road as the others to offer aid to a middle-aged man in a suit, stranded and waving. The man slid into the back seat, polite, well-spoken, until suddenly he spat vile epithets about the sheriff's dead mother, detailed things no stranger could know, the color of her coffin lining, that him she hated sung over her grave, and then without missing a beat, he started going into detail about the sheriff's wife killing herself and his daughter being a dirty little whore.
Based. What the shit?
Yeah, this is like, I think the hitchhiker's just like an incel.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. The sheriff broke down into tears. What the fuck? Like, is it saying things that are... He's like, it's true, she's a dirty little whore.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
Like, I don't think that... whatever. The sheriff broke down into tears. Then, reacting on pure anger, he pulled over and hopped out of his patrol car with his gun drawn. But yeah, that's really irresponsible policing there, buddy. But he found the back seat empty. He retired 2 months after we had spoke, and then they found him dead in a motel room with a shotgun in his hands and his brains splattered all over the wall.
Kurt Cobain!
Is the hitchhiker? It's a troll.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
no,
I
definitely
misspoke
just
a second
trolling
ago
these
when I
guys.
said an incel. I just meant a troll.
No, yeah, definitely
It's a
just
troll on
trolling
the
these
road.
people. your daughter's a whore.
Daughter's a stupid little whore, and your wife probably killed herself because she didn't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's just like, oh, I'm gonna go kill myself.
I've always been a cook.
No, I can't say that. I'm gonna go kill myself. I don't care. Well, so many stories, each wrapped in the same terror. The shifting of faces, the friendliness curdling into filth, the vulgarities that felt more like prophecies than insults. What? Why are these prophecies? This is so weird.
Maybe they did become insult. Like, maybe the stuff started to become true. Like, he said those things about the mom, and then, like, the wife, and that made him uncomfortable, but then he started saying stuff about his daughter, and the stuff about his daughter became true.
This is less Evil Dead and more Think It, Dream It, Do It.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's the secret. It's like, he's like tainting their like positive outlook and like their trust, and then they're like
just destroying.
He just goes home and he's like, I bet you're about to kill yourself or something. Yeah. And he just does that until she does it.
Exactly.
And he just keeps calling his daughter a whore until she's like, fine.
Fine.
I don't know.
I'll sleep with everyone.
Look, yeah, fine, I'll sleep with everyone. Yeah. No, I was super bought in with the first death where it was like the black foam, it will make it so people can't even look at you and all that type of stuff. And then the guy died from emphysema. That was I was like really bought in then, especially because she said it over them sharing a cigarette.
Yeah.
Which was a genius little like twist move there. But I don't know, like all of it just getting more and more violent. The escalation is more of a de-escalation for me, but it's okay.
I kind of feel that it does kind of come off like I said, Evil Dead-y. It was like probably an inspiration behind some of these, and it seems like he's trying to make them fit.
It's like a hat on a hat, though.
It's kind of like he had the idea for a hitchhiker making people kill themselves, or like making people mysteriously die. And didn't know how to piece it together, kind of, I think is what your feeling is.
The other thing is how... Never mind. I can't start going poking holes at the story. All right. So many stories, each wrapped in the same terror. The shifting of faces. The friendliness curdling into filth. I read this already. All ending in inevitable deaths. Yet, for all the warnings, for all the trembling mouths that spoke them, my curiosity only grew. Some compulsion stronger than reason or faith gnawed at me. I needed to see her, him, it, to know if the hitchhiker would choose a face for me, to know what they would whisper in my ear before vanishing back into the fog. No two witnesses agreed upon their features, save that all had felt a nauseous terror when in its company, as though some formless thing pressed against the membranes of their minds. Alright, I'm getting bought back in a little bit. The obsession's kind of cool. I had listened to these stories with the arrogant disbelief of one who thought himself immune to superstition, and yet something in their fragmented accounts stirred me. Not merely curiosity, but an urge, an almost perverse compulsion to see for myself. Perhaps it was the same instinct that drives men to the edge of cliffs, the whisper urging them to step forward into nothingness. So one night, under a moon bruised with clouds, I set out. The roads were narrow and unlit, hemmed by skeletal pines that rattled in the wind. My headlights carved two pale corridors through the dark, yet could not penetrate the blackness beyond the roadside. The silence inside my car was oppressive. Even the hum of the engine seemed swallowed by the night. Then I saw her. A figure, slender and still, standing at the gravel shoulder. The first thing that struck me was not her form, but her composure. Motionless, unbothered by the whipping wind, as if she had been waiting precisely for me. When my beams touched her, she raised her arms slowly, thumb out. My heart stuttered in my chest, for in that pale glow I could not tell her face or age. I switched this, but whatever. It seemed to shift as I watched, first youthful, then matronly, then something inhuman in its formlessness, but when I blinked, she appeared merely as a woman of perhaps 30, with her hair dark as pitch and eyes luminous, too luminous in the cold light. It's really funny that she's like young. No, she's old. And then he's like, nah, she's like 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's
picked
like
a happy medium. She just landed on, he just landed on a happy medium. You know what's crazy? I don't know, you don't really listen to country music, but there's a guy, there's an old country singer named Red Savine, I believe is his name. And he has a song called Phantom 309. Now, it's less broad than this, but it's like the whole song is about this guy. I think he either broke down or he was just hitchhiking, and he gets a ride by this trucker, and the truck's name is Phantom 309. Like, that's his call her handle. And he gets dropped off, and he goes in, and when he says, like, he talks to somebody about it, basically that trucker picks people up on the side of the road, but it's a ghost.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a ghost trucker, and he's consistently driving those roads because a school bus, like, blew the stop sign and the roads were too icy for him to stop, and he killed all the kids on the bus. And he feels like remorse, so he's trying to help as many people as he can.
Get people up and down the road.
Which it's a super beautiful song. Yeah.
Song.
Yeah, it's a really cool song, but it's like a less horror. It's very beautiful. It's like a beautiful opposite version of this.
Yeah.
And it's just
it is
like,
kind of the opposite version, because this is like the hitchhiker that kills rather than the person that picks up hitchhikers to make sure they get places safely.
Safely, yeah.
Inversion.
Yeah, it's definitely an inversion. I've been like sitting on that in the back of my head because I love that song. I'm a huge fan of. It's one of those old ballad country songs. You know, like the balladeers where they would, let's tell you a story of Phantom.
I can visualize the song in my head. I haven't heard this, but you're like, it's an old country song, kind of like a ballad and stuff. I'm like,
it's super cool.
Kind of.
Yeah, like if you listen to that song and it'll hit you in the heartstrings. Your heart will cream with happiness. Like, you'll get
I'll throw it on
boner.
Spotify here in a little bit. I got like an hour drive in front of me.
Oh,
but
god awful.
No, the image that I have in my mind, because this is a highway story, so it's absolutely American, is that I have the image that this guy has been pursuing these stories, and like the comedic subversion that I'm looking for is that he like pulls up and then he just like drive-bys the hitchhiker. Like,
shoots him, yeah.
He's just like, you motherfucker!
Hey, twin, you think you're gonna get me, twin? Yo, I slide on auto opposition, but
it like turns to him and it like starts looking all scary. It's just like bow, like Burn After Reading, like it's Brad Pitt.
Dude, the only good part of Burn After Reading.
Just drags it out and just throws it on the road and just drives off, and he's like, yeah, fuck that thing, dude.
Exactly.
Put it into that goddamn urban legend. And then he becomes the trucker that helps the people.
Yeah. He then hits a school bus of children.
After he saves everyone from the hitchhiker, dude, yes, all right.
Obliterates the school bus.
We cracked the story. I stopped, and then the door opened with a groan. She slid into a passenger seat with a grace that made no sound. Her scent was faint, metallic, like rusted iron.
Kind of you,
she said, her voice warm at first, musical even.
Not many stops anymore.
I nodded mutely and pulled back onto the road. For a time, our conversation was unremarkable. She asked my name and I told her. She asked where I was bound, and I answered vaguely. Anywhere, nowhere, I only wished to drive. Her laughter then was pleasant, almost girlish, but then without warning, her tone curdled.
Your hands,
she remarked softly.
They look like hands of a coward. Have you ever strangled a man? Or does your strength only reach as far as a woman's throat?
Dude, he's gonna do it. I thought
yes!
He's gonna kill the hitchhiker.
Good, let's go.
Bro. Hell yes, this is so funny. No, and also, okay, I want to read this next sentence. I glanced at her, startled. What the fuck did you think was gonna... You went looking for the hitchhiker after collecting all of the stories about it, and he's like, I didn't think it would go down like this.
I don't think she'd say that shit. Like, whoa, I thought she was gonna say the N-word or something. This is too far.
That's what he got. He just wanted to hear the gamer words.
Yeah, he just wanted to hear gamer words. When she said strangling a woman, whoa, I don't touch women. Whoa, I'm okay with the occasional racial slur or something homophobic, but I can't say anything about it.
I glanced at her, startled. Her face appeared altered, the cheekbones sharper, the eyes sunken, her smile cruel. But when I blinked, she was again the benign stranger, gazing out at the forest with calm serenity.
Forgive me,
she said sweetly.
I say such things without thinking. A bad habit.
If this is just like a Tourette's hitchhiker that's like made a bunch of people die.
What if this isn't even better yet than that? What if this isn't that hitchhiker? This is just somebody with Tourette's.
I was thinking. That's the other thing I was thinking is if he just like goes off and just like kills this person, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it's like he's just like gone crazy, and he just like goes and picks up a hitchhiker and kills him.
He's strangling her. She's like, "Bitch, cock, ass, anus."
Yeah.
Hey. and he's just doing it. He gets her, and then she doesn't disappear. He's like, "Oh, no. The cops show up. I thought it was the ghost. I thought it was a ghost.
It's the ghost. It was a spooky ghost. No, all these stories. You're like, where did you hear all these stories at? He's like, truck stop, bars, and bathrooms. Like,
local glory hole.
Yeah, through the listening holes in the bathrooms. She slipped again moments later. Oh wait, I'm sorry. The road stretched on. My knuckles whitened on the wheel. It's important people know that. She slipped again moments later.
Your mother never wanted you, did she? I can smell it on you. She prayed you'd be stillborn, but you clung like a worm in her belly.
I opened my mouth to speak, to protest even, but the words shriveled in my throat. Her face in the dim light was now ancient, as though the decades had melted her skin. Her lips peeled back from teeth that seemed longer than before. Then she laughed softly, as if the cruel words had never been uttered.
Oh, don't be cross. I tease.
She's just flirting with you, bro.
Yeah, dude.
She likes you, dude.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, she just wants
making a
your
move.
penis, bro. She wants to be a passenger princess, dog. She just wants to get her mouth around a hog.
Why are you shriveling?
Yeah, bro.
The air grew heavy. The stench of damp earth and rot filled the car, though no windows were open. My ears rang faintly, like a great pressure weighed against my skull. I felt the sensation of eyes upon me, not hers alone, but countless unseen gazes pressing from outside, beyond the glass, beyond the trees, as if the forest itself had leaned close to witness. I drove faster and my breath came short. She hummed a tune beside me, low, droning, discordant.
You'll see. You'll leave me soon.
She said.
Oh, she said after a while, her tone wistful.
But you'll see me again. You all do. I wear many faces, many skins. Sometimes I am a daughter, sometimes a bride. Sometimes I'm your own reflection, waiting at the bend in the road.
Her head turned toward me then, slowly, impossibly far, sitting at a 90-degree angle, whatever, until her chin nearly brushed her shoulder.
Well, that's why it's
she's
impossible.
sitting, like, facing, she's, like, twisted towards the window, and then her head turns, like, all the way around toward him.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, and impossibly far,
I
it could be the tension between them. Like, to be real, if we're talking about the story we read about the guy who picks people up at the bus stop, I'm not gonna lie, my monitor started feeling pretty impossibly far away from me. Like, I was creating distance with that motherfucker.
I get it. Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
I see.
whoa, this is going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that tension can make things feel like, or it's like when somebody's like really, like, you're talking to somebody like really weird, and you're not that close to them, but you feel way too close, or like, or the distance isn't far, like they feel farther away.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see what you mean. But it says impossibly far until her chin nearly brushed her shoulder. But I would like this more if it was his shoulder.
Like her
she's
head.
like leaning like way over in the car toward him, like, and putting her face like this, like while he's just like driving and trying to maintain his gaze straight.
Dude,
that would be freaking cool.
She then gives him a blowjob.
Yeah, and then she just starts going down.
Yeah, she just starts going down, bro.
Yes, what's up? What's
Go
up, bro?
down on a little round down. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
She's like, let me help you with something before I go. Until her chin nearly brushed her shoulder. Her eyes glowed faintly like lanterns sunk deep in water.
Do you know
She whispered, voice thick with a guttural resonance.
what rides with you now?
The headlights flickered. For an instant, I swear the road dissolved into a vast black plain. Stars wheeling above and towering over all was a figure without form. Wings, tendrils, limbs too many to count. Its shadow falling across eternity. And then in an instant, the road was back. The pines, the gravel shoulder, too. My car shuddered as though waking from a dream. She was gone. The seat beside me empty, though it was still warm and wet. No, and the faint metallic stench lingered.
Dude, he puts his hand there and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
He just licks his finger. Ugh!
He's like, time for a beat break.
No, he does like the weird. He goes like, he does like the pull it up across his face and then the hard lick like, down.
He does the James from Silent Hill 2. He like moistens his hand and then he just goes like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Real slow in the car. And then in the distant. And then in an instant. Oh, I already read that. I did not stop driving until the faint metallic stench lingered, so she bled all over the
seat. Dude,
I did not stop.
It's the 1930s, baby. We're into some ragtime.
I did not stop driving until dawn broke. I should have turned back. No, you shouldn't have. I should have left well enough alone, but I tell you now, in the style of those ancient chroniclers of madness, H.P. Lovecraft, that I know I will see her again. For in every reflective surface I have glimpsed since, in mirrors, in windows, in pools of rainwater, I have seen faces that are not my own. Some nights, when the wind is still, I hear her humming. After some weeks since that first encounter, the days since had not been days at all, but a disjointed succession of visions, interruptions, and choked awakenings from half-sleep. The presence of that woman, if such it is, had still yet to be fully departed. Italics were the authors. Every road I drive, I search for her. Not willingly at first. God knows I swore never to tempt fate twice, but rather as one whose wound festers despite his best efforts to bandage it. She does not merely haunt a single stretch of highway, but rather, she haunts me. It was a moonless night when I saw her again. Oh, shit! My car, restless as my own mind, had carried... I thought it was just about to leave off. Had carried me far beyond the town into the black reaches of County Road, where no lamp stands, and where the forest presses close to the thin strip of asphalt. I had no intention of finding her, and yet, I saw her. Stop going on highways at nights.
I have to say, even though like the premise is a little goofy, like the kills were I think the least interesting part.
Yes, I agree.
But I think everything else so far has been like really, really good, and the way he writes is just flows really well. That's something I gotta give.
Reading it too.
Yeah, dude, that's something I always gotta give. Old Gucci McGoocherson right here, dude.
Yes, Gucci McSucksuck.
Yeah, dude. Succotash here knows what to do with how to write. That was even the clown story. Going into the basement of clown goofiness, like the writing there was just so good. And that's here too. There's like these really whimsical like descriptions that I really fuck with.
The thing that I like is it seems to be, I know I haven't finished the story yet, but it seems to me, because like whenever she was like, do you know what rides with you, and he saw like up over the entire horizon in the moment that the headlights flickered off, that there was just this giant like Cthulhian angel demon entity thing like that like hovered above the roads. I would like to think that there's like an outer gods that like sees you while you're traveling alone on these back roads and stuff like that.
Santa Claus.
Like, it's Santa Claus. But no, it's like that's such a specific and weird thing.
Yeah.
That like maybe it's like this god that like you can only commune with in like when you're absent-minded alone on these roads or something, and it like just breaches something, and then all of a sudden she's standing there and you'll take a passenger.
Well,
it might be it's such a weird place for it to be haunting, but I like that it's there.
Yeah. Well, it might just be something that you have to like welcome in, kind of like a vampire or a subconscious vampire. And it's like one of those fish at the bottom of the sea with the lights. It's drawing you in with the hitchhiker.
Yep, the whole thumb with the arm with the thumb out. Yeah. At first, I thought it was a trick of memory, merely a woman walking alone. Oh God, my neck. Thumb raised, the pale of her hand flashing in my headlights. But as the beam struck her form, I realized it was indeed her, yet that her face was not the same as before. Nor was it different. It was a blasphemous compromise between the two, as though every feature were a composite of uncountable masks, and yet no one mask stayed long enough to be trusted. Slowed, though my heart implored me to keep going. My hands did not obey, as they turned the wheel and then opened the passenger door.
So I do have to so I know a lot of people would be like, this is where you just leave, bro. But like, what if by leaving, by not letting the lure in again, you're fulfilling the second part of the contract that you aren't good enough to let live? Like that could be that's like a thought I had, because it's like, oh no, just keep driving. But you're at a 50-50 shot of either you keep driving and then it makes you end it all, or you pull up next to it and let it in, and it clears your visions.
There is that kind of coin toss to it. Like, maybe everybody else that died those horrendous deaths, maybe they drove past, or maybe they picked it up.
Yeah, dude, it's like when you lay a girl down and you're not sure if she's like super religious and you should do the back door or the front door, and there's that little piece of skin between that's like the decision factor. You know, the taint, it's like sits between. So you're like, do I press forward or do I press behind? You know, same.
You just let it hover right there.
You just hover and you just slap both a couple times and you see which gets a better reaction. You do the quick tap. You do the quick tap, engage. You tap, engage for a response. You're like, good. No, other door.
She entered without ceremony. This time, her smile.
See, that's why you got to do the tap, because you can't just enter without ceremony. You can't...
without ceremony.
Yeah, well, other than it's not consensual, and we only mess with consensual motherfuckers here.
Now the barrier's been broken.
Gotta get consent. You gotta get consent. This might be a crazy statement.
But this time her smile was wider.
Yeah, but that's
because she's the one breaking the.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so she can break in.
She's there.
But I mean, he did pull over next to her. It's like when you're on a boat, you know? When you're on a boat.
Do not victim blame. Do not victim blame.
What's it? No, the Always Sunny. It's the
implication.
It's the implication. And once you pull the car over, it's the implication that you're gonna let him in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
so it's not the same. Blaming. It's not the other thing. It's the implication.
This time, her smile was wider. A thin wound of a mouth that curved too far.
I knew you'd come back,
she said, her voice at once a purr and a hiss, at once the laughter of a girl and the groan of some oceanic beast in the deep. My throat closed around words, but I forced them out.
I don't remember choosing to.
Oh, you choose. You always choose. That's the curse of your kind. Thinking. Choices are made in moments, when really they were made ages ago.
I looked ahead, unwilling to meet her shifting face.
Where do you need to go?
Just drive,
she said quickly, then laughed like glass shattering. I continued to drive as the silence stretched, broken only by her voice slithering in and out of moods. At times she was sweet, humming a tune that reminded me of childhood lullabies, only to stop mid-note and spit.
Your mother hated you, you know. She told me. She told us.
At other moments, she was vulgar, with every word dripping with obscenity, describing my own body in degrading detail, as though she could... I've seen these videos.
Your cock is small, you little bitch boy. Yeah, you think you can touch me with that small micro penis? It's so disgusting. Your butt sags. Your butt sags, you dirty motherfucker.
Exactly.
You got floppy nipples.
As though she could see through flesh and bone to all the ugly parts that even I dared not name.
You're rotting.
She whispered suddenly.
Right there, beneath the skin of your chest. You feel it, don't you? A soft place, a wrong place.
I did. God help me, I did. My hand rose to my sternum and pressed, and for a moment I swore the bone there gave. She laughed again. The forest outside grew thicker, the road narrower. I realized, with a coldness deeper than fear, that I no longer recognized where I was. The mile markers had ceased, and the road signs vanished. She leaned closer, her face flickering between girl, crone, and corpse.
Do you know what I am?
She breathed. I tried to answer, but my tongue cleaved to the roof of my mouth.
I'm everybody's last ride,
she said, grinning with teeth that multiplied the longer I looked.
Every lost man's last companion. The hand they take when the road stops.
The mouth that whispers before the long silence.
Do you want to know where I'm really going?
I shook my head, but she told me anyway.
I'm going home, and you're coming with me.
Her hand shot out faster than thought, and pressed flat against my chest. Fire and ice coursed through me at once. My vision blurred. I could see that the forest bending away from us, trees contorting in terror as though they too feared her. She leaned into my ear, voice a jagged rasp.
Drive faster, faster, take me all the way in.
My foot, traitor to my soul. Press the accelerator. That's a funny phrase. The car roared forward, the world outside dissolving into streaks of shadow and pale mist. The last thing I recall clearly is her laughter, piercing, triumphant, unending. The road was gone, the car was gone, and I was no longer sure where my body ended and hers began. Woo. Now, as I scrawl this with what strength remains, I know she never truly left. She abides in the pulse of my veins, the tremor of my bones, and in the black corners of every room. Perhaps she abides in these very words, so that when another pair of eyes trace them, oh, they too shall see the haunting hitchhiker standing by the roadside, waiting.
I like it. It's very campfire story.
Banger!
It's very
Banger.
campfire story. This is like the first one that we've read that is 100%. You're hanging out with like a bunch of friends and telling different campfire or fire stories, and you get them. You try to get them engaged early on with all the wild. Oh, then they died. You know what I mean? It has that, and then it gets like really good. You know what I mean? It's like the campfire storyteller's like, and then their taint was spread 47 inches, bro. And then you're like, and you're like, and then they hit you with one that's a little more scary. And you're like, okay, I'm engaged now. And then it just full sends you down the actual ghost story.
I will say that I think that the beginning of the story, it started off like super strong, and then it like plummeted like way down, like with like the deaths and stuff like that. And then it climbed way back up and was like really fucking good all the way until the very, very end, where it plummeted way the fuck back down again when she's like, I'm your last ride. This is what I really am. And I was like, no, not description, not
well,
exposition.
actually, to give it a little thing there, it said what I really am, and then it said I'm your last ride. You know, so it didn't explain itself,
I guess, but
it was
also
just
he's kept driving.
Yeah.
He was like in rooms after that. Like he's gone on more rides.
Yeah. She like whatever.
But she's always there.
She's always there, so she will be the death of him, is what she's saying.
You know what this actually reminds me of? Is it's like you're cursed to die someday.
Yeah, like drag me to hell or whatever.
Yeah,
like that kind of is the same.
Or being just like you're cursed to die one day is like.
Yeah, everybody.
So like anytime you die, it's like the curse.
Oh,
like,
that actually builds into the choice though. The humans have the think that they have the free will, but they don't.
So we're choosing to die?
Yeah, you're choosing to die.
I've always said that only bad people,
like, not immortality. I mean, like it's almost forcing you into taking an early trip or an early ticket out by just harassing you. It doesn't actually do anything to you. It just makes you think that it's going to do something to you, so you eventually do it to yourself. Like, the first guy was happenstance, and the others were just all, like actual, like dosing themselves off, you know? Right. So, I think that the first guy was happenstance. He was like a trucker. He's like, yeah, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen, but I'll tell you what. That lady, nice tits, but real bitch. Let me tell you, real bitch. And he just happened to die of just like normal shit. And then everybody else was like, I can't handle this. This is too much for me. Time to Kurt Cobain. You know?
I get it. It's like the choices that they're making, like the emphysema and stuff like that. Like that's an elective choice, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
That type of stuff.
But it's because like it's not as front facing as the others. And by front facing, I mean down the barrel of a shotgun.
So back facing, actually, more or less.
Yeah, no, back heading.
Well,
back of your head
face
comes up.
fronting.
Face
fronting. Face fronting. Okay,
yeah, face fronting. Yeah, exactly. So as always, after we read somebody else's story, because our subreddit has become the Low Man posting ground. We love Low Man. We read so many of his stories. I think we just jump into Puss Baby. We jump into some Puss Baby.
Yeah.
We had a couple queued up, but I think Puss Baby just has such a nice ring to it. It tickles my organs.
Well, I think actually I was kind of scanning the other one that was in the running, and I think that we have to take Lowman to the principal's office before we read this one.
Why?
So I'm really glad we didn't just run into that one blind, because he tried to jam us. He tried to jam us in the spokes. I'll talk. Yeah, we'll do it after this story. But yeah, we'll get. This is what I'm talking about right here, by the way, for the channel, for people listening. That we're electing to read a story called Puss Baby because the other one was too we might have to
Really, I didn't even look at it.
Through.
I didn't even look at it.
That's
I just knew the length and how much time we had to record.
I just did a real quick glance while we were breaking down the last story, and I was like, hold up. I was like, I need to figure out a way of messaging this. But yeah, okay, all right, we'll get into the Lowman.
Right.
Degeneracy, humiliated, ghastly, freak. He couldn't go to work today. He couldn't go anywhere with that thing on his face. It was abhorrent. It looked cancerous and contagious all at once. Oh, it is Puss Baby. It looked like plague bacillus, clumped and malformed all together as one foul collection of dead blood and pooling pus. It was massive. Purple and black at the center, save for the tip of thick cheese at the point of its volcanic spire. I literally just ate, you fucker. The flesh that surrounded the infected pore was a soft pink that looked wounded and seemed to cry out for relief from the pain.
Dude,
and the pain was considerable. Pop it. Not since he was a child had he wept from physical pain. But it was torment. A hell. A hell living and alive and pulsing with its own unhealthy, abominable approximate of a heartbeat. An agonized mockery time of his own. With every pulse of blood sent throughout the whole of his form, it stabbed with his clustered nerves, turned to little needles and jabbing knives all about the rest of the pale landscape of his face. He needed to lance the fucking thing. He needed to just rupture the nasty thing and drain it thoroughly and then scrub it out, and then scrub out the crater it's gonna leave behind with tons and tons of rubbing alcohol.
Let's go.
And he'd been just about to do that too. Going to his little bathroom mirror with a clean towel and the little brown bottle of solution and a clean washcloth.
The brown bottle of solution is definitely not alcohol. That's what's the other one that you put on wounds? Hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, peroxide. Yeah.
Peroxide always
the
comes in
brown
the brown bottle.
Yeah, the little brown bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Dude's got his stuff mixed up. That's gonna burn, bro. And that,
get out in there.
Yeah, it's gonna get in there, and it's gonna burn, dude. I like hydrogen peroxide. If you put it on like a little cut, it doesn't burn that bad. But dude, if it's something that you popped, dude, it feels like it goes in there, and it's like people.
It does.
Like it feels like you just entrusted your head into a bunch of like gold miners, and they're just carving your body away.
I like to think of it myself as like a snail that I'm salting. Like I'm salting myself as a snail, and I'm like,
dude, if I have like an infection, and like if I cut myself and it gets a little infected, and I pour hydrogen peroxide on it, I'm like, oh my god, it feels so good. I'll call you daddy.
It feels so fucking good. He'd been about to start up the warm water, and he had stared into the mirror one last time before going to the task. Oh god, he's gonna form a bond with it. Before going to the task at hand when he'd stopped. Dead. The pain that shot through his face when it moved was lancing and wretched. It brought tears to his eyes, but he didn't dare blink. He didn't dare move himself. He didn't want to take his eyes away from the looking glass now. He couldn't take his eyes away from the massive sore on his face as it began to undulate. The infected, swollen flesh rippling and dancing of its own accord as if something was swimming inside.
God help me.
It punched. A slight pinprick break in the black dead flesh allowed a thin, little high-pressure spurt of bloody cheese pus mixture to escape and spurt out in a skinny little gout that hit the mirror like a tiny water gun and began to paint its immaculate surface with its body's disgrace. He screamed as whatever lived inside continued to punch and try to rip and tear out of the dead eruption of flesh and infection on the cheek of his face, just below the left eye. It was a flood of tears, hot and profuse, terror and pain alive and together. You shouldn't let that dude come on your face, bro.
Dude, exactly, bro. This is what happens when you look at somebody's penis and it's already got like like grossness. It smells bad.
Oh my god,
all
dude!
this
What if
stuff.
he busted on his own face?
Dude, oh my god, dude, just to have the ability, that's not even true. Like, let's be
Just to
honest.
have the ability.
No,
I mean, like,
that's
what
not
it is,
even
he got
hard,
it
dude. It's
somewhere.
all
He
about
got it
aiming.
somewhere, and then he like wiped his face, and he
Nah,
was like, "Wait,
dude.
what the fuck is
The
that?"
amount of pressure that comes out of that thing. I've had times out where I was on bottom, and I was like, I had to dodge my own shit. I had to dodge my own shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to like, I've like had to like close my mouth and just take it in the face.
Well, what happened was he was riding with that hitchhiker lady who was talking mean to him for like 6 hours.
Oh.
So that primed the pump,
Dude,
so to speak.
Step on my balls with your stiletto, baby. Please step on my balls.
Basically, it punched again. He sees the sides of the sink as a tiny fist, birthed in gore and green milk, broke free of the dead ruin of gangrenous flesh.
Dude, the way he writes, bro.
Dude, it really is Puss Baby. This is like everything. It's just exactly
what you think it
says.
is. It's 100% what you think it's gonna be.
That's
it's
so
written well,
fucking
though.
funny.
Thank God
It's so
Lowman
fucking funny.
knows how to fucking write, because this would be awful. Like,
I like. Did you watch The Substance?
yeah, so good.
Dude,
by
that's
the way.
what this is it's just like, it's like The Substance. Like, he went on there and he put like some magic like topical ointment on there, and it's like he goes in there the next day, he's like, ugh, ugh, and it starts punching its way out of him. Dude, that's so cool. Another followed, likewise coded, so it's like Superman,
Yeah.
like flying out of him. They joined together, clasped then, as if in prayer or jubilant victory. The tiny hands shook, fisted as one, in dripping slime and infection-laden blood that resembled cherry syrup mixed with sour cream.
Oh,
Yum.
God.
All right, my appetite's back. Then they came apart and began to test and work at both sides of the newly won hole and rip and widen it open, so that the rest of what was inside might be free. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. He didn't even think to free his death grip from the sides of the small porcelain sink. The little homunculus man now had his head and torso out and free of the terrible flesh. Covered in... No, wait a minute. This is a zit baby and the guy is the terrible flesh? No. That seems so judgmental.
Dude, this is yeah. Dude, my dad used to watch a lot of shows on the Sci-Fi Channel, right? Like Stargate SG-1 and stuff when I was a kid. And they had this ad, you know, their sci-fi ads where it's like sci-fi, and they would do like something weird. Well, there was one where it was a guy who had one hair on the top of his head, and he just kept pulling it, and he was unraveling himself.
Oh man,
and that's I keep
like
thinking of that while this is happening.
I don't like to think about that.
Yeah, dude. Well, to me, what it would feel like, if you ever had like, I had long hair at one time, right? Like really long hair, and I every once in a while would get like a hair in my butt cheek, like, and I would like I'd feel something tickle me, and I like pull, and I could feel it pulling between the two butt cheeks, and it would like floss my ass, and every once in a while I'd feel like it touched the hole or something, and that's what I picture that guy felt like when he was pulling his hair out. Just like that
the hole touching or
feeling.
just the cheek pulling? Like
the cheek pulling, like the squeaky feeling that it does. Like, it's like when you take a piece of line and pull it between your fingers, that squeakiness of it. It's just like that is coming out of your head.
Were you clamping down on the hair?
No, dude. It just like pulls through it. It like tickles.
Are you playing the violin, bro?
Dude, that's what it feels like. I'm not even kidding. Just wait until one of your wife's hairs end up in your like.
I know. I've been with a girl with 5 foot long hair for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I have shit wigs. At
yeah,
this point.
dude, and
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I know you probably pulled a hair through your ass cheeks, and you know.
And I used to also play violin. Fun fact. So I know exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Oh my god. Okay. Covered and drenched in placental pus like a demented, gore-drenched baby, he was trying to scream through thick mouthfuls of the bloody pus placental sac mixture, but it was choking and filling his tiny throat. His eyes were clamped shut against the semi-translucent pink-green slime, but he continued to fight, blind. He continued to fight and struggle to be free. The man, horrified, let loose a wretched shriek he'd been building up as the little one finally tore himself out of the man's face and ripped himself free. The homunculus fell into the sink with a thick glob of red and black chunks and
Do you just wash it down the
film
sink, though?
coating.
Do you just wash it down the sink?
Oh, he could just do that.
Yeah.
He could just like turn on the water
Drown
and
the
be
little
done
son of
with
a
it.
bitch.
Dude, there's no way this guy is not like rooted to the spot in shock. Like all he's done so far
Yeah.
is just like build up a scream that he's just like, ah, like as this thing is like.
Yeah,
Like,
but
coming
could
out
you
of it,
imagine,
yeah,
imagine
punch-
being like super scared and then be like, oh, whatever, and then just turning the sink on?
You're like,
Who
oh,
cares?
wait.
At
It's
least
like,
the
if this was
zit's
happening
gone.
if this was happening like one of us and we like live together, like one of them's like, yeah, and it drops and the other one's standing there in the doorway and they just reach over and turn the sink on. You need
Just
someone else
don't
there
be a
to have the
bitch.
quick thinking.
You
just
walk
had
in
a
and-
face baby.
Is that a pus
But-
baby? And just flick the bastard down the sink? That's fucking weird. At least that ugly zit's gone though, bro. And then slap you on the back.
I like to think of this thing not screaming like a baby, like crying, but screaming like in like absolute rage.
Yeah.
As it's like punching through this pus. It's
Exactly.
like as it comes out, you know. All right, where the fuck even are we? All right, the homunculus fell into the sink with a thick glob of the red and black chunks and placental pus film coating. The little one finally choked up the thick mixture in his small throat, spat it out, and finally joined the bigger one in his screaming. They shrieked and sang together, the pair, for a moment, one voice smaller. The guys, not the homunculus.
Yeah.
Both from overloaded terror and pain. From amongst the pudding mixture, god damn it, of yellow and black and red and green in the sink, the little one looked up with his tiny little rat man's eyes to the man with a craterous pore above him, like a giant Nephilim mother with great tears about his face. He reached up with a pus-gore-drenched hand and arm, dripping, sliming, as if reaching up, reaching out for help, supplication, salvation. God help me. Please. Oh. He was bald and completely smooth against the cold chowder of dead red and cheese, like a baby. But his features and proportions were that of a man, just out of adolescence, early 20s.
Please.
It called out to him in a voice that was small but deeper than he expected, if he'd expected anything at all in relation to this.
Please. Please don't hurt me, mother. Father. Please don't hurt me, God Daddy. God Daddy, bro. Please, God Daddy.
He stared down with eyes that were still not quite believing, but the tears were still flowing. The mother, father, Nephilim, God's great tears would not cease.
Please, please. I'm sorry, mother, father. Please. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me, giant God Daddy.
The little pus baby begged for life amongst the placental sack of death fluid in a cooling stew around him in the birthing basin of the small porcelain bathroom sink.
Please. Please don't kill me, please.
The end. 11 out of 11.
That was so goofy. And the ending, of our God Daddy is so over the top, bro. So much. That's where it lost me. I'm not gonna lie. God, Dad. I literally just pictured John Coffey at the end, just sitting in the sink.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss.
It's like almost no. I think that this is how like the boss from Smiling Friends had his like little baby thing that he like breastfeeds at the beginning. That's the one I was gonna ask you. I forgot to ask you first question, and this is to you at home. Comment please if you've made it this far, and if you did, good job. But do you keep it?
Yes. Now, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of me wants to keep it, but a part of me like knows that I would have just flushed it down the sink.
I don't know, man. I think that my first reaction might have been to try to flush it down the sink or smash it or something.
Yeah.
But once it started talking, it was like, please, God, Daddy, please don't smash me. I'm your baby, mother, father. I would be like, oh, man.
Dude, it would be cool to have a little. It'd be like having a little action figure that could talk.
Dude, I want one now.
Yeah, that would be like low key. I think I'm coming over to your side on that. That would be kind of fire. Like it would be like Indian in the cupboard, bro. It would be like the Indian in
Indian cupboard.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
dude.
the cupboard is your face, and it's a little naked John Coffey.
Yeah, dude. And you just
like,
put
"I'm
him.
so
You put him
tired."
in your pocket and take him to work, and like see if you can like find rats under your house to fight and stuff. Like that.
Oh, it did say he had rat eyes.
Yeah, dude. But could you imagine? Like you would never have to pay for pest control again. You literally just buy him there's guns that shoot 2mm bullets, right? They're like lit.
Yeah, they tried to sell me one of those when I was on vacation at a gadget store.
Yeah, like just like get something like that, but with enough pressure to kill a rat, right? or like,
Yeah.
and you just send them on like war-torn like journeys. Hey, I think there's some snakes outside. Go take care of those with your gun. You'd have to put cameras in every inch of your existing area of your home, and I would literally just let animals loose under the house for him to fight. It'd be like my own
Dude, he'd be like a
entertainment.
little Conan.
Yeah.
After like a few years of that, he'd be like super strong.
Yeah.
And, like all scarred up and stuff.
Dude, I would literally I'd find little pieces of metal and like sharpen them into swords for him. He would have all sorts of weaponry. I honestly a little jealous because that would be like a cool life to live, just fighting creatures. And like getting free food, like you kill the creature,
Daddy
you're like,
gave you food and supplied your weapons for you and
yeah,
stuff.
you're like, dude, I gotta go eat spaghetti now, but it's one noodle and a piece of meat, like covered in sauce, and that's enough food for me for like 8 years. I'm chilling, dude. My job is murdering like giant mythic creatures all day, every day.
I would make one of those little like tinker toy like carousel things with like the wooden spokes on it though, and I'd like sit there and make him push it whenever he wasn't fighting stuff.
No, you're a little more mean, dude. He would come back from the
I'd carry him around with me too. I'd like take him out. I'd have little suits. I'd take him to Men's Warehouse.
Yeah, dude, I'd take him on like outings, some outings. I'd take him on some outings and have some fun. Dude,
take him to the bar.
Yeah.
Just, like, set him on the bar and just let him loose.
Yeah, dude, just be like, he wants a shot of Jack. And he's just like, it's like the size of him.
And then they have to call like a little teeny tiny ambulance for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fucking Hot Wheels. That'd be so lit, bro. That'd be so cool.
What
it's
a
like
good story from Puss Man. I
dude,
mean, from Low
fantastic.
Man.
It's from Puss Man. From Puss Man. But no, that was fantastic. Both these were really good today. I think we had some
very good stories.
Some fun little bangers. We had the campfire story, and then the shit that they play before Stargate SG-1.
That was so fucking gross. I loved it.
Really gross though. The way he writes, dude, just like is like he just the most mundane shit. He can make the most horrific stuff imaginable. Just in the ability he's able to tell these stories. That was all I was thinking is like, I think zip popping's cool and I love popping zits whenever I get the opportunity to pop one on me, but I've never thought about them like that. And now I understand people who think that they want to, like, popping zit makes them want to throw up, because there's parts of that where even I was like, bleh.
Well, that's why you haven't had a Puss baby.
Exactly.
Because you go and pop them.
Dude, so
you have
fast,
to let it
dude.
mature. You have to let it and grow.
I can't leave well enough alone, dude. I'm so bad about just going in there, bro. I can't.
You're aborting your Puss babies.
Dude, I know.
When you
I'm
do
a
that.
monster. I'm a monster, dude. They need to set up some protests more
Outside their bathroom.
Yeah, outside my bathroom, and it just needs to happen. I need to come out and then them tell me I'm going to hell. I get it. I get it. It's about I see myself in the mirror.
God, Daddy.
Forgive me, God, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
All right, man. You have anything else for our humble
Nah,
listeners?
dude. Like, subscribe. Make sure to, if you want, listen to this on Spotify. I haven't put it on Apple. I don't know if I ever will. I don't know how to. But
No, fuck Tim Cook.
Dude, I don't know. Dude, we're losing out on the minuscule. I think we have 7 followers on Spotify, so we're losing out on another 7 followers potentially. But give us a rating, leave a comment on Spotify too. It helps. That way, eventually we will be talked about in the pristine of other podcasts instead of sitting in the bowels of where another group of people that podcast. So that's kind of where we are now. It's just other people that podcast. But I want to be up there with, like, I want to be past some of the goon bags. I want to be past them, and I want to be, like, up there.
We want to be rubbing shoulders with greatness, and you know who we're talking about.
Exactly. We want to, whoever that greatness is in your mind. It's just they're
That's why I said it like that. Yeah.
They're just the people who are listening are like, oh, you mean you want to be like NPR?
Some guys like Fuentes.
They're like, no. No. We want to be past Fuentes.
Right. I think we already are.
No,
All
dude,
right.
he gets numbers some fucking how. I don't understand how, but him and Hassan get numbers because they're like, maybe that's what we need to do. Is
Same
be
audience.
Absolutely the most schizophrenic people on the internet, and we'll get people to watch us.
We could try a little harder with that.
I know. We need to latch on to some issue that nobody else cares about, and then just jump on it. But
Good night, gang.
Yeah. Good night. Deuces.
Tuck you in.
Deuces.